Fennel, one of those plants that don't really come top of mind when you're looking at dishes and ingredients for dishes, but it's one of those plants that if you have it, you find endless ways to use it and it's super yummy. I want to show you the difference between homegrown, licorice scented, massive bulb fennel versus the whimsical little things that you get at the shops. So Cape Town is just being true to form and just started raining in the middle of spring, dressed like an Eskimo because that's what happens in Cape Town. But that aside, fennel is one of those plants that is really easy to grow and is super diverse in the kitchen. It can be used in a range of different ways, and some of them include, as we all know, the big juicy bulb. The funds are also really nice on fish, fresh. You can also dry them to make a powder which you can put on chicken dishes, which is super yummy. If you allow the fennel to go to flower and seed, then you end up with fennel seeds, which are absolutely amazing in dishes. It's almost a replacement to aniseed. Bees love it. There's just so much you can do with it. So one plant, bulb, fresh funds, dried funds, seeds, flowers for the bees. I mean, it's absolutely incredible plant. But what I want to do is I want to show you a picture that I took of 3 baby fennels that were for sale, and I'll add it into the frame now. And you'll see the size of those, and for those not in South Africa, that's quite expensive for 3 little pieces of funds, which it basically is. And what I want to do now is I'm going to cut this bad boy up and I'm going to weigh it and show you what we get when we grow it at home. If you haven't seen many of my videos, you won't know this, but I'm a massive fan of growing in these cement blocks. It opens up so much more growing space, and here's an example of a massive fennel bulb that's growing in one of the square blocks. If I show you this one, for instance, all the way around we are growing spinach with some things in the middle, beetroot over there, and they each have their own space and growing super healthily. And what this is showing us is that fennel really doesn't need much space to absolutely thrive. We're going to cut the roots off, leave everything in there, keep as much of the microorganisms and root structure in place for the next plants to enjoy, and I'm going to show you what we're dealing with. Okay, basically what I'm going to do is lean this back, give it a twist, and cut. And there you can see, compared to the size of my hand, we have a massive fennel. So I went off and just did some weighing and trimming. This is the final product, a pretty big bulb. You'll see, I'll put in the pictures. You'll see the funds that we have as well are huge, so there's going to be a whole bunch of dried stuff to use. But yeah, I mean, this is basically a meal. We had this weekend with had it raw, with some raw kohlrabi, with some roasted chickpeas and a vinaigrette dressing, and it was amazing. So raw, roasted, you can use this in so many ways. And then what I have here is from the garden as well, a jar full of fennel seeds, and we are forever dipping into this jar. Even if it's just a little pinch for a curry or a sauce, it adds such an amazing flavor to your dishes, and grown here once they're pollinated by the bees. And then what I've recently started doing is drying up, dehydrating the funds, and then crushing them up and using it as a powder. The powder you can then put on any dishes, whether it's just on the top, use it in a rub. It has not as strong a flavor, but it's a great way to not have to throw the funds away once you cut them, if you're not going to be using them fresh on fish or pork or any dishes like that. So I hope I've given you some motivation to try grow fennel yourself. and it grows in summer, grows in winter, not finicky, super easy, and has a great yield and reward. When you compare what you get and the price of free compared to shops, what you pay for what you get, it's a no-brainer. Growing fennel is just something you need to add to your garden for a quick, easy return. Adds lots of value and can be used in so many different ways. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got some value out of it. I hope you're going to grow some fennel. And if you liked it, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps. And share the knowledge. And if you have someone sitting on the fence with fennel, show them this. Show them the difference. You never know when you're going to need some fennel for your next dish. And if you're growing it, just pop into your garden and get what you need. Until next time, happy growing!